P. Diddy has a wild connection to the LA fires that you won't believe. One of his survivors has spoken about what's happening long before it even started, apparently.
In the meantime, there's going to be deaths, distractions, and fires to hide evidence.
In a city already rocked by massive flames and celebrity evacuations, one house remains curiously untouched. Diddy's lavish 17,000 square foot Los Angeles estate. The fact that Diddy's home has emerged untouched while he sits behind bars has ignited a new theory, led by none other than Catherine Austin Fitts, a former government official turned podcaster who loves stirring the pot. According to Catherine Austin Fitts, the blazes that have consumed mega mansions belonging to stars like Miles Teller, Anna Faris, and Anthony Hopkins may have been orchestrated to cover up Diddy's allegations.
How many of the homeowners were on the P. Diddy list?
Naturally, social media is going wild over this one. On her Financial Rebellion podcast, Catherine Austin Fitts let loose with questions about whether any high-profile players linked to Diddy have been significantly impacted. In situations like the LA Flames, I look at patterns. I look at some of the communities involved, she said on Thursday, January 9th, 2025. How many of the homeowners were on the P. Diddy list? She's referring to what theorists call the Diddy list, an unconfirmed roster of celebrities who allegedly moved in the same circles as Diddy and attended his infamous freak-off parties. Gossip about these parties has circulated for years, with rumors of very wild activities and even darker claims made in formal documents. Diddy's star-studded list of friends is well known. Everyone from Jay-Z and Beyoncé to Jennifer Lopez and Leonardo DiCaprio has been photographed alongside him at one point or another. However, those convinced by Catherine Austin Fitts point out that while Paris Hilton, also supposedly on the Diddy list, lost her Malibu home to the flames, Diddy's Holmby Hills mansion remains perfectly intact. It's located at 200 South Mapleton Drive, near the edge of the Pacific Palisades, where nature has been especially wild recently. Yet, somehow, his property continues to stand tall without so much as a scratch. This little detail has only fueled chatter that perhaps the massive flames, the biggest LA flame in history, responsible for running through thousands of acres and displacing over 180,000 people, was used as a convenient shield to get rid of evidence related to Diddy's allegations. Before the rumors could run away completely, certain Facebook posts claimed the mansion had actually been reduced to its foundation, rendering it impossible to be investigated. A prime example came from a user who posted, "P. Diddy's mansion in California has been completely consumed. The house would have been under investigation in a couple of days." That post used a photo of a home from over a decade ago, confirmed by the Cincinnati Enquirer to be from January 2014, making the entire claim blatantly false. Newsweek also chimed in, confirming Diddy's mansion was, in fact, fine. Even more interesting details surfaced when an alleged survivor, Allie Carter, came forward with claims that she'd been subjected to certain things at Diddy's parties. Allie, who has a website describing her experiences, has been gaining online traction since November 2020. She insists Diddy's freak-offs were hotbeds of activity. Though some might dismiss her story as another unverified rumor, her videos and statements have certainly added fuel to the theories surrounding Diddy. In October 2024, Allie Carter's video was shared on Facebook by Coco Can't Be Denied, where she teased a future arrest and also dropped cryptic hints about suspicious flames. She warned that these would appear accidental at first, but would later be linked to cover-ups once the truth came out. In December 2024, she reiterated those claims to Stu Peters, explaining how she was also transported through underground tunnels beneath schools, mansions, and amusement parks. Meanwhile, Diddy's mansion continues to sit pretty, despite being close to the Palisades flames. All the while, celebrities all around him, Anthony Hopkins, Miles Teller, Anna Faris, and plenty more have been forced to run from their homes or watch their properties turn to ash. Actor and comedian Eugene Levy was also part of the mass exodus, dodging the flames that brought an end to the lives of at least 16 Californians. As for Diddy, he remains behind bars, with claims still spreading about his unaffected house being just too fishy to ignore.
Celebrities are bidding to buy the Diddy tapes. Whether they want to see who's on them or they want to make sure people can't see them in the tapes, celebs are scurrying to buy these tapes, and it is weird. The alleged Diddy tapes refer to secret recordings rumored to document some of the most extravagant and explicit moments from Diddy's notorious private parties.
Hey, everybody know ain't no party like a Diddy party, so
yeah, that's what's up.
These freak-offs, as they've been called, were gatherings where celebrities, models, and industry insiders could let loose without fear of judgment, or so they thought. Diddy's parties have long been shrouded in mystery, with only vague whispers of their debauchery making their way to the public. Reports suggest that the tapes could include footage of risque behavior and compromising situations involving high-profile attendees. While the existence of these tapes hasn't been super confirmed, the mere possibility has ignited rampant speculation about who might be featured and what those recordings could reveal. For years, these parties have been part of Diddy's brand, opulent, secretive, and scandalous. But the idea that they were filmed, potentially without the knowledge or consent of the attendees, shifts the narrative from glamorous exclusivity to something much darker. What's fueling the fire of this scandal is the claim that celebrities are now scrambling to buy the tapes to prevent their release. The question of who might be involved is enough to keep gossip mills churning. A-listers who are known to frequent Diddy's parties are now under scrutiny, with fans speculating about which stars might be implicated if the tapes were ever to surface. The stakes are enormous, not just for the reputation of these celebrities, but for their entire brands, endorsements, and public trust. This reported bidding war raises some troubling questions. If these tapes truly exist, what is on them that's so damaging that stars are willing to pay huge sums to keep them out of the public eye? And perhaps more importantly, what does this say about the lengths Hollywood elites will go to maintain their carefully crafted images? One of the more unexpected names being floated in connection with the tapes is Alec Baldwin. Baldwin's history, from on-set disputes to his involvement in the tragic Rust incident, has already made him a polarizing figure. The suggestion that he could be tied to this scandal even tangentially has sparked debate. For Baldwin, even the faintest association with this could add to his growing list of PR challenges. The fallout from the Diddy tapes could be massive, particularly for the celebrities reportedly bidding to keep them hidden. Hollywood has always thrived on scandal, but the scale of this, if true, could eclipse anything we've seen in recent years. These tapes, if they ever surface, could upend careers and tarnish reputations. For actors, musicians, and other public figures who have carefully cultivated images of professionalism and integrity, the exposure of compromising footage would be disastrous. What makes this situation even more alarming is the suggestion that some of these celebrities may not have been fully aware that they were being recorded. If true, this introduces legal and ethical implications that go beyond personal embarrassment. The tapes could lead to lawsuits, public apologies, and in some cases, permanent damage to Hollywood's star system. For years, Diddy's freak-offs were whispered about in industry circles, treated as legendary gatherings where the rich and famous could indulge their wildest impulses. These events helped solidify Diddy's image as a king of excess, someone who thrived in environments where the rules didn't apply. But with the emergence of the Diddy tapes rumors, that legacy has taken a sinister turn. What was once seen as glamorous now seems exploitative, raising questions about the power dynamics at play here in these exclusive gatherings. As if the rumors of the Diddy tapes weren't scandalous enough, they come amidst a flurry of legal discussions facing Diddy. Over the past year, Diddy has faced multiple lawsuits and accusations that have dragged his once glamorous reputation through the mud. Recent lawsuits allege that Diddy orchestrated environments of exploitation during his infamous parties, with shocking claims of misconduct surfacing from those who attended. These have already cast a dark shadow over his empire, but the idea of tapes containing visual evidence of wild behavior from these gatherings raises the stakes considerably. allegedly. Reports suggest that if these tapes do exist, they could contain content that not only damages Diddy, but also exposes a slew of Hollywood elite who attended these notorious events. For someone whose empire spans music, fashion, and spirits, this kind of fallout could be career-ending. As legal analysts have pointed out, the tapes could also be used as damaging evidence in the growing number of cases against him. But if you think about it, and this is going to sound crazy, this is going to sound wild, but put yourself in Diddy's shoes. If you had tapes, you're already in prison, you're already going to go down for it. If you had tapes of other celebrities, I would take the whole place down with me. That's it. Everyone's coming down. The most salacious twist in the Diddy tape saga is the claim that Hollywood A-listers are engaged in a secret bidding war to buy the tapes and keep them buried forever. According to Daniel Baldwin, yes, that's Alec Baldwin's brother if you didn't know, there's already a scramble among celebrities to prevent these recordings from ever seeing the light of day. In an interview with The Sun, Baldwin suggested that many of these tapes involve people you'd least expect, adding that the stakes are so high, some are willing to pay millions to keep their reputations intact. The potential fallout isn't hard to imagine. These aren't just your average celebrities. You're talking about stars with multi-million-dollar endorsement deals, family-friendly images, and entire brands built on public trust. If even a fraction of the rumors about the Diddy tapes are true, the scandal could unravel decades of carefully curated images in a single leak. Social media has latched onto the Diddy tapes with a fervor rarely seen in Hollywood scandals. While fans may not have all the facts, the intrigue around who might be implicated has fueled endless discussions on platforms like Twitter, TikTok, and Reddit. Users have dissected every rumor about Diddy's freak-offs, theorizing about which celebrities could have been present. Clips of past interviews, red carpet photos, and industry gossip are all being combed for clues. The online chatter has also revived old claims about Diddy's wild lifestyle and the alleged excesses of his parties, turning this into a viral storm. The Diddy tapes have become a lightning rod for discussions and accountability, with some arguing that any attempt to suppress the tapes reflects just how much power and privilege protects those involved. For Hollywood, the mere idea of the Diddy tapes surfacing is a PR nightmare. While scandals are nothing new in Tinseltown, the scale of this one could rival some of the industry's biggest shakeups. Unlike isolated incidents involving single celebrities, the Diddy tapes reportedly have the potential to implicate dozens of stars across music, film, and business in some really poor light. This isn't just about reputations, it's about an entire system of power and privilege that has long shielded the industry's elite from consequences. If these tapes were ever leaked, they could spark legal consequences, major public backlash, and a wave of firings and canceled projects. Brands tied to the celebrities involved would likely distance themselves immediately, leaving no room for damage control. And funny enough, I think this would actually open up the indie movie scene. This whole situation is also about what this means for public trust in Hollywood. Fans have long suspected that the industry's glitz and glamour hide deeper secrets, but this story has brought those suspicions to the forefront. If these tapes exist and the bidding is real, it confirms the lengths some will go to protect their secrets and maintain their carefully crafted images. For fans, the situation is both fascinating and disheartening, a stark reminder of the power imbalance and unchecked behavior that have long defined parts of the entertainment industry. Celebrities are usually fearless. I mean, they got security with them everywhere sometimes, and I don't even think they really need them. You want to know the only time celebrities are scared? When their image could be affected. So many celebrities are scared to speak out about P. Diddy. In a recent report, experts asserted that there are plenty of explanations for why most A-list celebrities have remained mute on Diddy's ongoing legal situation. Not everyone has spoken out against the troubled hip-hop entrepreneur Sean Diddy Combs.
Can't tell that one either.
Who was recently arrested and accused with 3 counts of fraud or coercion, along with another whole host of additional charges that are too complicated to discuss here. In addition to Kesha, Mary J. Blige, Don Richard, and Aubrey O'Day, members of Combs' girl group, Danity Kane, and former bad boy rapper turned politician, Shine, among others, have also joined in the hateful conversation against the Revolt founder, either openly or covertly.
I did say is that there were very curious things taking place, and I didn't necessarily understand.
Nevertheless, a seemingly never-ending list of well-known Hollywood celebrities who formerly had connections to Diddy have either remained inconspicuously silent or spoken only in hushed tones regarding the dubious rumors involving Diddy. On the list are his longtime friends Ashton Kutcher and Jay-Z, his protege Justin Bieber, Leonardo DiCaprio, who often shows up to Diddy's parties, the Kardashians, and another longtime buddy, Naomi Campbell. His ex-girlfriend Jennifer Lopez is also on the list. A Fox News article claims that analysts are adamant that many of the notable Hollywood stars on the list are keeping quiet despite the music mogul's recent indictment and arrest because they are scared, even though none of them have been linked to the criminal case. Celebrities are silent because they're scared of their brands bleeding out with fans over ties to Diddy. And worse, they fear if they cross him, things could end in disaster, said Eric Schiffer, CEO of Reputation Management Consultants. Diddy, who is notorious for his wild parties, frequently invited a wide range of celebrities to his events. However, an overwhelming majority of the music and entertainment industry has remained outside the picture, as there is no shortage of reasons why they haven't weighed in on the allegations regarding Diddy, claimed Doug Eldridge, founder of Achilles PR. And why does that stand the test of time? Well, these celebrities have little choice but to maintain their distance due to the severity of the charges, the detailed allegations in the indictment, and the long-standing rumors surrounding Diddy. Most likely in order to prevent any linkages to the accusations made against him, which date back to the early 2000s. Rodney Lil Rod Jones accused Diddy of some horrible things in February 2024 after he made waves for bringing a $30 million lawsuit against him. You can certainly guess why that is. The rapper-producer who collaborated with Combs on his 2023 The Love album stayed primarily out of the public eye and said nothing in spite of the lawsuit. In a rare move, he ultimately broke his silence in August in an interview with the Rolling Stone, denouncing Diddy as a monster who might use any measures required to get out of a situation and never take no for an answer. He said that he told me himself, "I'll smack my mama." Anybody who can say that even jokingly is a monster. He's nothing to be played with. For a person whose brand is Love Records and changed their name to Love and named their kid Love, he doesn't show love. He's just marketing. Jones further claimed that he hasn't been able to land a steady job in the sector since he sued Diddy. It feels like there are so many people quietly rooting for Combs, or maybe they're rooting for me and just scared to say something, he added. The indictment against Diddy, unsealed after his arrest in New York City, indirectly expounds Lil Rod's side of the story, claiming the bad boy for life secured absolute loyalty from people linked with his business through threats. Prosecutors contend that through various acts against individuals who witnessed the crimes committed by members and associates of the enterprise, Diddy's economic empire evaded detention for any purported unlawful involvement. The fact that celebrities aren't discussing this is even more intriguing in light of a recent resurfacing of a 2-decade-old video in which Diddy makes light of locking women inside his extravagant parties. In the video, Combs told Conan O'Brien in a 2002 interview that he hosts parties with loads of beautiful women and drinks. A lot of ladies drink water at parties, so if you don't have what they need, they're gonna leave.
They just, so if you don't have what they need, they're gonna leave.
Gotta keep them there. You need locks on the doors.
Right. You need locks on the doors.
Combs said, adding that he keeps the AC off and the room hot so people get comfortable and loose. Eldridge said that the scope and scale of evidence that was collected during the federal raid included phones, computers, and now more than 50 individuals who are reportedly cooperating as witnesses. And the purported depth and reach of those who might be complicit and therefore compromised for having participated in Diddy's illicit parties is staggering. Combs entered a not guilty plea to the allegations in federal court in Lower Manhattan very recently. Combs faces a minimum of 15 years in prison. One of the most persistent rumors in the entertainment industry for years has been that the majority of well-known actors and singers are part of satanic ritualistic groups and corruption networks. Apparently, many of these claims are starting to hold up in real life. The Diddy case is unique since it involves multiple politicians in addition to a number of well-known entertainers. Combs is in hot water, and it appears that the drama has intensified. Gene Deal, his ex-bodyguard, recently revealed on the Art of Dialogue podcast that Diddy possesses recordings of politicians who took part in his infamous freak-off sessions. Deal made a suggestion that these recordings may connect Diddy's present legal issues to a much wider New York City corruption network. He stated this is all bigger than Diddy, without mentioning any specific person. Since federal officials searched Diddy's properties in Miami and Los Angeles and discovered over 1,000 bottles of baby oil and lubricant allegedly used for his notorious parties, his life has been somewhat unpredictable. Diddy's friend and supporter in the 1990s, Gene Deal, described how he saw the entrepreneur transform into a monster. He didn't hold back, saying Puff wasn't born a monster, he was made into a monster. He credits this transition to the darker side of the music industry, where Diddy learned some problematic tendencies. He was doing to other people what was done to him. That's a learned behavior, Deal stated. Diddy is the subject of numerous accusations, but it's obvious that his history isn't benefiting him in the present. Deal thinks that Diddy's indictment has more to do with a surge of high-profile resignations and corruption among New York officials than it does with his alleged misdeeds. People aren't going to tie this together, he said, but it appears that the puzzle pieces are starting to fit together. While Diddy continues to insist on his innocence, Deal refers to this as karma for his earlier deeds. He compared Diddy's arrest to the tragic ends of Tupac and Biggie Smalls and came to the conclusion that it was one of hip-hop's biggest tragedies. Deal stated he brought it on himself. He knew that he was wrong, and he knew that he learned something that wasn't right. It remains to be seen if this brings Diddy down or causes an even bigger upheaval in the music business, but one thing is certain, the drama's only getting started. Footage from P. Diddy's freak-off parties is getting leaked. Just when it seems like the situation surrounding Sean Diddy Combs couldn't get any more complicated, new revelations have come to light, surprising and concerning many people. After stories emerged about his personal life and behind-the-scenes activities, Diddy is now facing multiple lawsuits from individuals alleging misconduct. Recently, even more interesting information surfaced, with rumors swirling that a private recording involving Diddy and a yet-to-be-identified celebrity is being shopped around to media outlets. Diddy was initially taken into custody back in September of 2024 as part of a large-scale investigation against him. Earlier in the year, in March, authorities conducted several raids that uncovered troubling evidence. According to reports, the searches revealed a variety of concerning materials, from certain things and oils to recording devices that were apparently used to film people without their knowledge, as reported by the New York Post.
And they seized cases of the kinds of personal lubricant, more than 1,000 bottles altogether.
As Diddy deals with a number of legal cases, it has come out that certain media outlets may be trying to get their hands on one of the alleged recordings. According to an attorney connected to one of the accusers, the individuals in possession of the footage are attempting to sell it directly to the people featured in the video. The goal, it seems, is to give those involved a chance to keep the footage private before it's sold elsewhere. We may find out sooner rather than later if this person decides not to purchase the video. The attorney, Ariel Mitchell-Kidd, explained in an interview with News Nation. If they choose not to buy it, the individuals who own the tape will likely try to sell it on the open market. Mitchell-Kidd, who has seen the tape, confirmed that the two individuals featured in the footage are clearly recognizable.
Mr. Combs was in the tape, and this other person is more high profile than Mr. Combs.
She also shared that the celebrity involved in the recording is deeply disturbed by the situation. This young star, reportedly a well-known figure in the entertainment world, is said to feel both betrayed and upset that the private video has come back into the public eye. As the investigation continues, it's also been suggested that this might not be the only recording involving Diddy and others. In fact, during the interview with News Nation, Mitchell-Kidd revealed that there could be additional tapes featuring other celebrities. The attorney noted that she had been contacted by individuals claiming to possess at least 3 other recordings involving high-profile figures. The people who reached out to me say they have 3 different tapes featuring 3 different celebrities, with one of them involving Diddy. Mitchell-Kidd said, "There's also a 4th tape that apparently involves another celebrity, although Diddy isn't featured in that one. It's supposedly recorded at his house." However, Mitchell-Kidd was quick to clarify that she hasn't seen these other tapes, and so she can't confirm their existence. Still, the authorities who conducted the raid on Diddy's home earlier in 2024 reportedly discovered footage that features several recognizable faces. Beyond the immediate legal incident, Diddy's case raises broader questions about privacy in the digital age, particularly for high-profile individuals. With the rapid advancement of technology, it's become increasingly easy to record and share intimate moments without a person's person's knowledge. This whole situation really brings to light how important it is to respect people's privacy and get consent, not just for celebrities, but for anyone. It also shows how quickly the internet and media can spread personal information without thinking about the damage it might cause to the people involved. At this point, Diddy remains in custody as he awaits his trial. The multiple cases against him are continuing to unfold, and it's unclear how long this legal process will take. Given the serious nature of the allegations and the many individuals involved, this could be a long road ahead. For now, much of the attention has turned to the potential fallout from these tapes. If they do exist and are released, it could have major implications for both Diddy and the other celebrities allegedly featured in the recording. The existence of hidden recordings has already sparked serious concerns about privacy and consent, with many questioning how something like this could have happened. As we wait to see how things develop, it's worth taking a step back to consider the broader picture. Diddy has been a major player in the music and entertainment industries for decades, and his influence has been far-reaching. He's known not just for his musical contributions, but also for his work as a producer, entrepreneur, and cultural icon. However, the current allegations have cast a shadow over his legacy, and it remains to be seen how he will be remembered in the long run. The public has been following this case closely, and for good reason. It's not every day that someone with Diddy's level of fame and influence is at the center of such serious allegations. His fans, colleagues, and even casual observers are all waiting to see how this will play out in the courts. At the same time, many people are expressing sympathy for the alleged victims in these cases. Legal experts have pointed out that the individuals who have come forward are likely going through an incredibly difficult time, and their voices deserve to be heard. As these cases move forward, the focus should remain on ensuring that justice is served for everyone involved. Looking ahead, it's possible that we may see even more revelations in the coming months. With the investigation still ongoing and with several lawsuits already filed, there's a good chance that additional details will come to light. Whether or not those details will change the course of the case remains to be seen, but one thing is clear: this story is far from over. For now, Diddy's legal team is working hard to fight the charges against him, and they maintain that he is innocent of all allegations. It's important to remember that everyone's entitled to a fair trial, and the courts will ultimately decide the outcome of these cases. In the meantime, the entertainment world continues to watch and wait. This situation has already had a ripple effect across the industry, with many people questioning how such events could happen in the first place. Some are calling for more accountability and transparency within the industry, while others are simply hoping for a resolution that brings closure to everyone involved. No matter how this case ends, it will likely have a lasting impact on all parties involved. Diddy's career, reputation, and future will be shaped by what happens in the courtroom, and the same goes for the individuals connected to this case. As we wait for the next chapter in this ongoing story, one thing is certain: this is a moment that will be remembered for years to come, maybe just for the amount of baby oil alone, and its outcome will have lasting consequences for all involved. Whether or not justice is served will depend on the legal process, but for now, all we can do is watch, wait, and hope for a fair and just resolution.